Good morning, East St. Paul and surrounding areas. This is your Un-Bougie Foodie. Good morning, Dan. Thank you all so much again for joining us another week for the Un-Bougie Foodie. As always, this is a show about food, and we are going to talk about, I think, some really interesting subjects. But I want to start off by saying, first off, China, stemware, dinner plates. Yeah, we're talking about like dinner parties and so forth, but I know I'm putting it all like that, but yes, again, this is the Un-Bougie Foodie, and even though we're talking about that, it's giving us a chance just to kind of give you some ideas of what type of dinner parties you could have. Well, for this one, it's just a frugal dinner party. I mean, you're not spending a whole... Yes, exactly. We don't want that to be all difficult and, for you to spend a whole lot of money and everything. But, that's what we're going to start off talking about at the beginning of the hour. And then later on, probably about 10:35 as, the show goes on, I would like to hear from you all and find out what your thoughts are about reviewers going out and having, if you would, a meal, either comp or for, if they're going to pay for it at a restaurant. And that's what that means. Comp means, if you would, free. Yeah, well, but I just want to get your thoughts and opinions on that. So later on in the show, please make sure that you're calling 651-200-3479. Again, that's 651-200-3479. And that's, again, going to be about 10:35 or so. So, yeah, Van, I know you're going to have some thoughts about that as well, too.
So many
Good. But first, like I said, I want to start off by talking about dinner parties. And, dinner parties right now, because we're getting into the time period where people are going to be throwing dinner parties. And, I know that from other friends, they go through a lot. I mean, they really spend, and I appreciate the fact that they go to that extent. But sometimes I don't, simple is just as effective, because really, and I've said this in the past, food brings people together, but it's about being with family, friends, and yeah, of course, the food, that's just as important, but don't let it just be so much about I'm concentrating on the food, you know what I mean?
Right, you're welcoming people to your home.
Exactly. And you want them to be able to enjoy themselves, as well as, enjoy the food too. So, what type of ambiance? I'm asking you, Van. What type of ambiance do you like at a dinner party?
Good music first and foremost. You walk in the door, you want to feel welcome. You want to feel like, okay, I can groove to this, or
like what we were just doing in the station.
We were. You next had me a little hyped up. I had to bring myself down a little bit. Like, hold on. But you look for that. You look for I like to relax. Like, I don't necessarily have to get all dressed up to go over someone's house. It's like, to me, it's almost like an indoor barbecue, I guess. Because it's that time of year and it's starting to cool down. It's like, we're bringing it inside.
Exactly.
And so, and that's what you look for. Like, and when it's family, you want to be able to stand around the kitchen and hold a conversation with your glass of wine. You want to be able to...
Or other type of cocktails that you might have in the home.
Several types, of which there are lots of really good recipes.
Yes.
And non-alcoholic cocktails as well.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my homegirl Amber. She makes a really great lavender lemonade.
Oh, see, you're going to have to pass that on to folks. Or tell her, hey, call the station and talk to me. I want to hear it. Definitely. But, it's good that you bring out all those different points, too, because, that's what we're going to be touching on, the ambiance, the type of food, whether it be appetizers or entrees, because you could find that sometimes too people concentrate so much on, oh, I've got to have enough appetizers, or I have to not even spend, but I have to have this type of entree. That's not really, I mean, it's important, but it's not like, it should not be the first and foremost thing when you're trying to have a dinner party, especially if you're trying to do it on a cost-effective level. Yeah, frugal. I didn't say cheap, frugal. So, the first thing I want to mention or talk about is, again, we already mentioned ambiance. You could have a dinner party and fine, you could go lavish. But again, if you're really trying to spend time with your family, friends, and people that you feel are important, do something that's just some candles, some flowers, depending upon the time of year, or the season that we're in. Like right now, we're in fall. I know a number of friends, they have fall decor up, leaves that, the changed colored leaves and so forth, the multicolored leaves, sorry. Or they'll have candles or small little ornamental pumpkins and so forth. So those are the type of things that, can set the mood and set just an atmosphere of relaxation or enjoying the seasonal time that we're in. Even though I admittedly, I don't really like winter, and to me, fall, winter here in Minnesota kind of run together. Yeah, it is. But I do like fall. I admit, I like fall. I like going to apple orchards, picking apples, having cider, whether it be warm, or whatnot. Is there anything that you like about fall?
Sweaters.
Well, there you go.
I'm a sweater and boot girl. I'm like fall fashion.
Yeah.
But also the food too, because that means the holidays are coming up. Kids are back in school. Yeah, that.
She has children. That's
yes,
why.
I do. Great kids.
Yes.
And oh goodness, what else do I look forward to? It's funny because I think that we both kind of grew up at a time where like food was a little more seasonal than what it is now. Like you get like everything like year round. But I look forward to seeing like the squash come out.
Exactly.
It's certain things like that just resonate with fall.
Yes.
And although I am not like a pumpkin spice latte type of girl,
right?
I'd rather see a sweet potato latte. Don't kill me.
Good.
But there are just certain things like. Fall is kind of like a discomfort. That's what you look for.
Right.
It's like, okay, then we partied all summer, and now it's
cuddle up time.
Yeah.
Relaxation. Have a blanket, warm blanket.
It is.
Sitting by the fire. The crackling. Sorry.
Not the pork crackling. Not the pork crackling.
Well. I don't know about that, because I could go over some macaroni and maybe go into a salad and everything. Yeah.
Ooh, like some bacon sprinkled macaroni.
See, all I got to say,
I will bake some macaroni and cheese.
Hey, ain't nothing but a chicken wing.
And that's the other thing. Like we get in the kitchen, and now it's like we're a little more friendly with the crock pots and the ovens.
Exactly.
Which is, and I think that's another great thing to bring into a dinner party as well, because it's not always about like having like a buffet.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You can just have like a few really thoughtful items.
Hearty items too.
Yes. Because,
chili or really great soups for the fall.
Right.
I think a French onion soup or a chili, some stews. It really comfort foods that are just going to let you want to sit down with a bowl, because that's the other thing too, having a warm bowl, if it's kind of cold or whatnot, you want to have your hands around that warm bowl and just kind of smell the aroma of what's been cooking, whether it be a beef stew or that chili, and you want to sprinkle some cheese on top, and then remember, put cheese, in some cases you got to put the cheese on the bottom. You gotta put the cheese on the bottom, and then inside joke.
A little bit inside joke.
And then, some sour cream, some chives or something like that. All of that. But again, see how we diverted away from really the topic at hand. Mentioned something about cracklings. And we talk. It's about this is the food show. It's a food show. Admittedly,
I feel guilty about talking about food here.
No.
Okay.
Well, good, because that's what you're supposed to be helping me with too. But again, going back to the ambiance, sometimes these simple touches within your home to set the mood, giving your guests the feel that, okay, I feel homey, I feel welcome, like you mentioned, and just appreciate them being there. Of course, music is important. That mood or background or atmospheric type of music, whether it be some jazz. What type of music do you like in the fall? I mean, or it could vary.
Well, if I'm having people over, I try to stay true to what I like, as well as keeping other people in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I might want to put somebody on to someone that maybe they wouldn't know about. And you're like, oh, who's this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I hadn't heard this before. I do that all the time.
Yes, please, and keep doing it.
I am good for sharing some new music. So, and it's different genres. I'm not really married to one particular genre. Like, I like some of everything. I've actually, believe it or not, brace yourself.
Uh-oh. Trouble.
I think I found a country singer that I like.
What? I'm sorry.
I'm a B girl at heart.
I'm not.
But I was watching Charlie Rose last night and saw Sturgill. I'm going to say it right, Sturgill Simpson, and he's actually pretty dope. I was listening to his album, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I can open my mind to some country.
Okay.
Like when I was little, like I was a little old school with it, like the Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton duet type thing.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Yes.
Willie Nelson. And
road again. Sorry.
You were always on my mind.
Oh, man.
There's I like jazz, and I like also people who really defy genre, like Nina Simone. Like, I don't think of her as like a jazz singer because she's done so much. Esperanza Spalding, you have oh goodness, there's Banks, there's there's all kind of people right now. Solange's hot right now, even though some people are
throwing shade.
Yeah, throwing shade on Solange. I'm like, okay, no, she does not have Beyonce's voice. Get over it. She is still a good songwriter.
Yeah,
she's written a lot of Beyonce songs. People forget about that. That's how she makes her money. I'm saying, keep it in the family. But she's. I think that A Seat at the Table is a pretty phenomenal record, and when it comes to messaging, I actually prefer it over Lemonade. Bayhive, I love y'all. I love me some Beyonce, but I'm just saying. But that's the kind of stuff I'll play. Like, you walk in the door at my house, and if I'm having a dinner party, it's going to be something you might want to dance to, might want to sing along with, but something you can still listen to while you're enjoying the delightful delectables that I have prepared for my guests.
Well, that's cool because, music is important, to keep that ambiance flowing, because, along with the food and the people. Yeah.
That's why you have music in restaurants.
Exactly. I wanted to thank you all again for taking the time to listen and whatnot. We're a little bit live right now, so if you want to call in a little bit later, again, we're going to be talking on a really great subject. The telephone number here at the radio station is 651-200-3479, and we'll again be talking about the subject, still about food, but how you feel about reviewers and how they get their reviews or get their food, if you would, at restaurants. So make sure you're tuning in. We'll be talking again briefly about that and taking your calls in the next half hour or so. But I wanted to continue on with, our subject of doing dinner parties. And the next portion of that I wanted to mention, since we already talked about ambiance, is the entree. entrees don't have to be very expensive, or they could definitely be imaginative. So that is one thing that you want to have, but you don't have to go far out to do your entrees, or even if appetizers, if you would. You could have, tacos. And I know that seems kind of like simple. Okay, well,
Who doesn't like tacos?
okay, folks out there, come on. You gotta admit that when it comes down to having any type of doing a dinner party, I'll say that you want to have good food. And I'm just saying tacos because I'm happy with going to the food truck, go getting a bunch of tacos. But that's just an example of how you could have still something of substance, and it's not overwhelmingly expensive. And two, if that's the case, you could tell your friends, okay, look, this is what's going to be on the menu. You could set it up ahead of time and say, look, these are the types of foods or maybe tacos that we're going to have. What do you guys want?
Right. You can set up a taco bar and people can fix their own tacos,
exactly,
their own toppings and whatnot.
Exactly. You can have. Now this might be going a little bit of the cheap route too much, but pizza. I mean, if it's a good place that serves really great pizza, why not?
Right.
So definitely, we could do some pizza. Got to talk about. I don't get a chance to talk about pizza places that much, and it's because I don't eat a lot of pizza. I mean,
I got kids who eat too much pizza.
Sorry.
I'm either making it. I mean, yeah, like me and my kids will cook pizza together. I don't know if people remember I have celiac, and so if I get pizza from delivery or whatever, it has to be a place that does a gluten-free crust.
Of course.
Or if at home, I will make my own gluten-free crust, and which I actually kind of prefer that because then my kids get involved and we're making the pizza together.
Good.
And I was also going to say, going back to having dinner parties and being conscious of your guest diet, because you do have people that are vegetarian, people that don't eat pork, people who are on restricted diets because they either have to be gluten-free or they have allergies. Not everyone can drink alcohol. Not everyone can have milk. There are certain things that, the more people
well, you have to be. I mean, you want to be a little more accommodating and providing the different options that everyone's going to have an enjoyable time. And that's a good point that you bring up because like you said, so many different people they might have food allergies. They are faced with, okay, well, I don't really eat meat, or they are living that vegetarian or vegan lifestyle. Be respectful of that. I mean, I know that you're inviting them into your home, but if these are your friends and people that are important to you, you're not going to say, well, you're going to eat what I have. Otherwise, we're not friends.
Right. And don't judge them just because they can't eat or won't eat maybe what you've prepared. Because,
exactly.
They might have a reason, that maybe something that maybe they don't even feel comfortable disclosing, and they shouldn't necessarily have to. So don't take it as an affront.
No.
And then, too, if you know a lot of people that have a variety like that, there's always the fallback, the potluck.
Well, that's true. Well,
although you don't, it's casual,
and
you never know what people are necessarily going to bring to the table, literally. But that's always an option too, where people can bring, something that they can share with everyone else, like within their own range. But I would definitely try to get that coordinated. I'm sorry, in my house, I got to coordinate that
because don't nobody just come and bring stuff to her house. That's
right.
what it is.
If I made some macaroni and cheese, I don't need you bringing your macaroni and cheese, putting it next to mine, and all of a sudden we got a competition going because I am not trying to hurt your feelings, friend. It's because my macaroni and cheese look better.
She could cook. She could burn. I do know. I do know. So, yeah, she could cook. Anyway, on to the next, topic I want to mention about, the dinner parties. the types of cuts of meat. So I know we talked about tacos and so forth, but even if you wanted to say, okay, I'm going to actually make a meal, you don't necessarily have to have. We have to go out and get steak, or we have to get this type of cut of meat or fish or whatever. I mean, that's all well and good. You can do that, and it we'll have an enjoyable evening. But again, you're providing an atmosphere or for friends to come together and enjoy each other's company and so forth. That's what you want. You don't want to have to worry about, okay, I've spent $100 on meat or whatever, when you could probably spend $30 or $40 and get something that is going to make a satisfying dish. A good example of that, rather than trying to go out, as I mentioned, and getting a steak, you could probably do a chicken or maybe ground beef or ground turkey. If you know how to prepare it well, you'll be able to go off and, even use some frozen stuff too. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And also to add to that, like, you can, I don't want to say recycle the food, but, for leftovers.
She said recycle.
Recycle and reuse. Yeah. But, like, okay, have some ground beef or some tacos and prepare it in maybe a little more general way so that maybe you can utilize it for, I don't know, like a spaghetti sauce later. It can, or you make enough to where, okay, I have some chicken breasts and I'm going to serve this, but then it can be, sandwiches or chicken salad, later in the week, for whatever's left over. Hopefully there won't be that many leftovers.
Not in my household.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, when you're single, or you always bring a container, so helps out.
Oh yeah.
Just if you're not aware of that, folks, men and ladies. Well, see, ladies don't really do that. I don't think. Oh, never mind. Okay, I don't know.
I'm creative with the container. I can make a container out of some stuff.
Well, I'm about to blow my sister out the water, because when I used to live in Vegas, her and my mom used to take quart size Ziploc bags to the buffet. And I know that's wrong. That's so wrong, but sorry, y'all.
We just roll up with the Ziploc bags, like, and just dump it in the bag.
I'm so sorry for blowing y'all out the water, but
I love them for that.
Yeah. But that's okay, because later on, as we're walking down the street, or as we're going back to the apartment, we're like, dang, we're feeling kind of peckish. Oh, here come the plastic bags. Here's somebody has desserts in one bag. Here's this little entree from over there, mac and cheese, and then some chicken on the middle, and then mixed in over there. And then there's the vegetables, and then somebody has salad. I'm like, okay, well, hey, if it works, and we all had a little snack right there.
Carrot sticks?
Mm-hmm. Chicken wings and all that. Yeah.
He's like, carrot sticks, you're right.
Anyway, the next one that I wanted to bring out, we already touched on that, but is, again, being conscious of your family members, friends and family members, and the types of food that they want to eat or they would like to eat. Why not go some vegetarian style or do some vegetables? Still, there are a number of vegetables out there that you can prepare them, and I'm just going to use as an example cauliflower. You don't like cauliflower? Okay.
That is one of the few foods I kind of wrestle with. I'm sorry. So
should I be talking about Brussels sprouts? Because I can talk all.
I love Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts.
But cauliflower is it's almost like a non-food food to me.
Well, it's versatile, but then too, I think it was within the last 5 years or something like that we found out how versatile it could be. You could be mashed potatoes and rice, or cauliflower rice, as they say. Those are different types of ways to.
And that's why I'm trying to be a little more open. I'm trying to be open to it. I see the cauliflower crumbles in the store.
She is she's very open when it comes to food styles and so forth.
I am, but that's like, I don't know. Cauliflower gives me pause. I don't know why. It's like broccoli's like really bland. I don't know. It's like Daria and Quinn.
Oh, good Lord.
Like, Daria would be broccoli and Quinn would be cauliflower.
Okay.
And it's just like with the show, Quinn had to grow on you. And you're like, you know what? Quinn has redeeming qualities. And that's where I'm at with cauliflower right now. Like, cauliflower has some redeeming qualities. And I'm giving it a chance.
Understood.
And it's versatile, and that's good.
I can't be mad at you at that. Can't be mad. She's giving it a chance. Yeah. That's why I am encouraging people to give like broccoli. I mean, broccoli, of course, but Brussels sprouts a chance.
Oh, yes.
Some people don't like Brussels sprouts, but you get the right kind of condiments and things that are on there, like pork cracklings, bacon, and other delectables. Yeah. Some garlic and some, balsamic vinaigrette.
Stop overcooking the Brussels sprouts.
Roast
Not
them
you,
instead.
But I'm just saying.
Roast them instead, and make sure you cut them in half or whatever. You don't have to have a whole Brussels sprout. Man, I'm telling you, we're going so off topic and everything like that. It's about food, but we're still on the subject of, we're talking about vegetables and, doing the dinner parties and whatnot. So.
And that's the other thing, like introducing new foods to your friends. Like, maybe you have a friend that is not willing to buy their own Brussels sprouts, but maybe they'll try them if they see them at your house.
Very true. Very true.
I almost had chitlins one time. I haven't.
She was like, I didn't make it. My mother didn't cook or wasn't preparing it. So no, I got to stay away from that.
I've never had chitlins at all.
At all?
Never.
What?
They've never passed these lips.
Oh.
But I was at someone's house for Thanksgiving one year, and you could not smell them.
Well, see,
they were in the crock pot, and they actually looked delicious, and I did not know what they were.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, oh my God, what's this? Like, it actually smelled good. And then when they told me, it was like, those moments in movies where like the camera draws back, but they're getting closer.
Yep.
It was like a moment like that, like, oh my God, I almost ate chitlins. But I think thinking back on it, I kind of regret not at least tasting it and having that experience.
She needs to tell her folks out there, she needs to have chitlins. You see her, we're on Facebook Live right now. We're going live on Facebook.
You don't have to fix me chitlins.
She needs to have chitlins.
That moment has passed.
Nah, she needs chitlins. Anyway, that's, those are some ideas for having a dinner party. And with the dinner party, again, don't have to be expensive. Now, there was also, she mentioned a drink. You don't have to go expensive with drinks as how inexpensive wine is. And I know normally I don't talk about alcohol or so forth on the show, but with a dinner party, you're going to have some type of, with adults, mature adults that know how to be modest in their ingesting of spirits and alcoholic beverages. Yes. Yeah, she mentioned one particular cocktail, if you would, non-alcoholic, which is at that too.
Or you could always add alcohol.
Well,
that's the thing about great non-alcoholic drinks.
See,
always add alcohol.
That's a young lady that's talking about non-alcoholic. Me, on the other hand, I'm talking about alcoholic. Well, not really, but I'm just saying, not like, anyway. It will have alcohol in it. You could have simple drinks. It could be just one drink for the whole entire day, or, for the whole entire event. Or you could have maybe 2 or 3 just to say, have a mixture. Or for instance, the one that you mentioned, non-alcoholic.
You sound like an alcoholic right now.
I didn't have any, no. But then you could do a sangria with fruit, some wine, a little prosecco, or you can make it even a bit more simpler, some Moscato. Good sangria right there. Another one, a gin and tonic, a very good gin and tonic. And if you're writing stuff down really quick, I'm going to give you a quick recipe that you could possibly use for a gin and tonic. It will be whatever gin that you'd like to use. 2 parts gin, 1 part. I like to use Jack Rudy's small batch tonic. Really good, inexpensive tonic. And everything, and it could go into non-alcoholic beverages as well. So that's a great mixture. But 2 parts gin, 1 part Jack Rudy's tonic, 4 parts of club soda, a wedge of lime squeezed and then stirred. A simple cocktail that you can enjoy for your dinner parties. And again, I know that we don't talk about alcoholic beverages a lot, or make it seem like we are drinking constantly on these food shows. We don't. We really don't. Maybe we'll have a cider, not the other stuff. But yeah, it will just set off the mood. It'll make people even more relaxed, and they'll enjoy themselves a whole lot more. So again, those are some ideas. If you have any type of suggestions that you would like to share with myself, the Un-Bougie Foodie, on the show, for us to share it on the show, please get at me. You can send me an email at theunbougiefoodie@gmail.com, or you could contact me on Twitter, on Facebook, as well as I just learned how to start doing Snapchat. Yeah, I know, right? My guest here has been telling me, you need to start snapping. I'm like, snapping? Really? Anyway,
I'm a little slow on it too. Don't
well,
feel bad. I'm trying to come into 2016 at the end of the year. So, hello, y'all.
So y'all that are following us on Facebook Live at the moment, or just watching the video, thanks so much for tuning in. I am going to say bye from off of Facebook Live, because I'm going to start taking calls in like the next 5 or 10 minutes. 5 minutes, I'll say. See you guys out there, Facebook land. Bye. But as we continue on in the show, what was oh no?
I'm sorry. I was trying to share the Lavender Lemonade recipe that me and my homegirl put together, and the link is unavailable now. Like, I went into it and it's not found.
Oh, dang. You're going to have to tell her to give it to me.
Yes, I am.
And then I'm going to have to share it. But, all right, as I mentioned, the upcoming topic that I wanted to get your opinions on. So, all my listeners out there, please feel free to give us a call at 651-200-3479. And again, that is 651-200-3479. When it comes down to reviewers going out and getting, I don't want to say free food, because when they get their foods comped, how do you feel about that, man? I mean, do you have any type of opinions on that? Or it's not so much I feel that it's negative. I feel I don't know. I feel like it's, at times it serves its purpose, especially if you're on, you don't really have a particular type of budget that you could use.
Well, there's a variety of restaurants, and I personally, and it's funny because I talked to my mom about this too.
Okay.
In preparation for the show.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, no, I was giving it some thought, and on one hand, I do feel like being a reviewer, you're doing a restaurant a bit of a favor. I mean, regardless if they're established or not, there's always going to be someone that doesn't know about a particular restaurant.
True, very true.
And it's almost like free advertising. I mean, yes, you're giving up some of your wares in exchange for a review.
And filling my belly.
But I think that there should not be an obligation to give a positive review just because you got free food. Understood. One of the comparisons I made when we first talked about it was you have like a lot of ladies on YouTube that do the wig reviews and clothing reviews and makeup and all that, and a lot of times, especially when the more popular they get, the more swag they get. They get free samples, or they get or sometimes they get like a plethora of things, like all their wigs are paid for, or all their they get all kind of makeup samples sent over to them. And sometimes you kind of question, like, okay, well, are they saying that this is so good just because they got it for free, or because their name is attached to it, or because they're offering a discount for their viewers, their subscribers or whatever? But at the same time, you have some people that'll be real. They'll be like, you know what? I got this wig for free, and it's shedding too much, and it's doing all this, that, and the other. I watch a lot of these videos, as you can tell.
That's all right, though.
You know, or they talk about like the makeup may not be the quality that they expected. You know, there has to be a good balance. There has to be that honesty. But at the same time, you know, you don't want to scare off potential, I don't want to say sponsors, but, you know, in a way it is kind of like a sponsorship, because it's like, you know, you're helping each other out.
Right.
My mom does feel like, which, hi, Mom. If you're listening, hi.
Hi, Mama Ulmer.
Yeah, Mama Ulmer.
Right. I was not going to say Elmo. That's not what I was saying.
No, because my mama is not a mother. I love your mama. My mama would be laughing because she likes jokes too. But yeah, she's probably watching HGTV. I hope she's listening. But yeah, she does kind of feel like, you know, she would be a little more remiss, I guess, in listening to someone's review if she knew that they were comped for the food.
Okay.
Because she's going to feel like, okay, that they're just going to automatically be a little more biased, you know, and feel a little more obligated to give a better review because they got the food for free.
No, understood.
And I'm just like, yeah, you know, it doesn't make a difference. You know, it's honesty is the thing that I think should be respected and should be first and foremost.
Right.
You know, regardless if you paid for the food or not, regardless if you know, they gave you like a sample of everything on the menu, or they just gave you like their best dishes. You know, either way, that's the thing that's going to be the most respected, is the honesty. And that's one thing I do like about you, is like you're going to say it like regardless.
I thank you, and I appreciate that, because, you know, in my, not defense, but, you know, doing the show, for me, I enjoy it. I do enjoy food. I enjoy going when I have the opportunity. I enjoy going out to a good restaurant, or a restaurant that I've never been to, and I'm tasting the food, and not just because I'm happy because I'm eating food, because, you know, I'm not being comped. Not real. No, I'm not. I actually want to go. I go into restaurants not even telling them anything about who I am. You know, I order my food, I pay for my food, and then I talk about it. I'll post it on Facebook, and, you know, honestly, there have been dishes that I've liked, and I've even said, it's like, okay, it, you know, aesthetically looked good, and maybe some parts of it were really good, and other parts I'm like, not so much, you know, but...
Yeah, I'm not ready for fish bladder, I'm sorry.
Still, you remember that one, don't you?
I do, that's on my mind.
But it, you know, but at the same time, I realize that, you know, you have to think realistically as well, because, you know, I have other responsibilities as well, as everyone does. I have, you know, another job, if you would, secular. I have other responsibilities. Secular. What's the difference between this? I mean, it's secular there where I work, and then this is kind of like, it's fun. It's enjoyable. I love talking about food. I love being on the radio and sharing with people. So that's why I feel like I have to say secular. Because
this is the thing that you're passionate about.
Yeah, I really enjoy it, and yeah, so when I go out and I'm sharing these reviews, you know, there might be just one or two dishes, or I realize that I might have to take more friends with me now on, so that we can kind of share all of that. That's what I guess I'm getting at, is that, you know, when it comes to, you know, having free food, how is it that someone is going to go about that, and someone not think that, oh, well, yeah, he's just saying good stuff because it's free, or he got it for free.
And you know, and I appreciate that your anonymity going into a restaurant, right, and just like swooping in, like you're not coming in like a dude from Ratatouille. I can't think of his name right now, but you know what I'm talking about. Yes. Like he walked into a room and everything just shuts down. Like the whole restaurant's like, he's here.
Yes.
you know, like I appreciate that it's not like that.
No, not at all.
Although I do want to see you get there.
I thank you for that. I appreciate you.
And I want to be with you when you do. Like, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Keeping it low key, and I appreciate that too.
I think it's important. I mean, because I really am there to have a food experience. So I'm going to basically open up the phone lines, if you would. And if anyone is interested to add on to the conversation, please feel free to call us here on WEQY at the Un-Bougie Foodie at 651-200-3479. Again, 651-200-3479. We are taking calls on that subject on how you feel about reviewers and them getting their foods either for free or comped, or what's your thoughts? Please let me know. Yes. Actually, that number, just to remind everybody, is 651-200-3479. 3479-200. So, yeah, feel free to give us a call. We're still going to be talking between ourselves and talking on the subject. But, you know, WEQY is all volunteer based, but these are all individuals that enjoy being on the radio and sharing their thoughts, their opinions, and so forth. Likewise, myself, when I'm out and reviewing food and then coming back and providing either a review or sharing recipes and so forth with you, it's all volunteer because we want to and we enjoy doing it. But you know, going out and having dinner costs money. So yeah, it's food. No, and that's not any complaint or anything like that. But you know, I see why sometimes some reviewers will have to. Well, I won't even say that, because some reviewers, their food is comped, if you would, because they are reputable. They have been doing this for such a long time. People know them. You know, they have established a name, a brand for themselves. Starting out, you have to pay your dues, which is understandable. Writing reviews, sharing your food experiences, or I love to take photography and take pictures of my food as well. If you don't know, from my Instagram and Facebook and so forth, yeah, I love doing that too.
Which you take excellent pictures,
Well,
by the way.
I mean,
like the food. My phone has been licked.
You're so silly.
It's delicious.
I'm telling you, there's some other people that are out there that are wonderful. I mean, that are friends of mine that they take some great photos as well. So, man, I aspire to be at that level. But for right now, sharing what I do know and the experiences that I had at those restaurants are important to me. But, you know, there are costs and so forth. And, you know, finding interesting ways and creative ways to go to a restaurant and have it shared, if you would, with folks.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How do you feel about people that do like fundraising? Like, you know how there'll be some people that are just like, you know, they're bloggers or
Right.
they're critics or, you know, in whatever facet that they're doing.
Right.
And they reach out to their viewers and they're just like, you know, do you want me to keep this going? You know, do you want to donate? You know, or however. Like, how do you feel about that?
You know, I'm open to it. I have never done it before. It's been suggested to me as well, you know, by some other friends other than yourself as well. You never
great
know.
minds think alike.
They do, yes, indeed. So I'm just saying, if the opportunity is there, or if someone, you know, if it was something of interest, I am more than happy to But again, it's not about for that. It's not about me trying to get. How do I put that without
Like,
saying it like I'm trying to
it's
be
not it's not about
money?
like
You know what I
trying
mean?
to like get free food.
No.
It's about like providing like quality reviews, and the more restaurants you can eat at, the more reviews you can get.
Exactly.
And then also you can it helps you with you know getting to different restaurants and putting their name out there too. So it's kind of like a win-win situation for everybody.
I got you. And I think I might have a caller. So give me 1 second. Hello, caller.
Hello.
What's your name, and can you tell us where you're calling from?
My name is Warren, and I'm calling from Minneapolis.
Hey, Warren. Thanks so much for your phone call. So, what's your...
Yeah, I was just calling in to, talk about reviewers getting comped for meals and stuff.
Yeah, sure. Please tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, I think I would kind of agree with your other guest that it's probably, it kind of colors maybe your review a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, so I kind of agree with her as well.
Okay, well, we appreciate that. Is there something particular, I mean, why specifically you feel that way, or you feel that
I guess
getting the
maybe
most honest?
I would feel it kind of would make you feel a little bit more amenable or, happier or whatever towards the place that you're getting a comped meal from.
Understood.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for your phone call. I appreciate you calling in, and I hope you tune in and keep following us here on the Un-Bougie Foodie. Any other callers?
Always do.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye.
Any other callers? Please let me know, because we're interested in hearing your thoughts and opinions on that. Again, the number here to the Un-Bougie Foodie, or to the WEQY, is 651-200-3479. Again, 651-200-3479. We are talking on the subject of reviewers and having their foods for free or comped. So if you're interested in voicing your opinion on that, please let me know. We are, again, have a few more minutes talking on this subject, but along that subject that you were talking on or mentioning, how do you feel that will come across to people?
Well, some of us are a little infamous for looking for the hookup.
Yeah.
I'm not pointing any fingers at myself. But everybody enjoys getting a little free, a little discount.
Right. Understood.
If
it's free, it's for me. No, that's not. That's in Vegas. That is in Vegas. I'm telling you.
But it didn't stay there, did it?
No, it didn't stay there. It did
just
not.
let it slip out.
I know, right?
But
because every September I go through that whole entire process. If it's free, it's for me. No.
but yeah, seriously, it's like I don't know. I do feel really more inclined to share when I get a really great discount.
Right.
I mean, it's just like, people like that will post receipts, like 74% off my coupon, like all this, and it does. It makes you more inclined to share, rather than when you've taken like a regular shopping trip and spent your regular money on some regular price items.
Cool. I think I have another caller. So, caller, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, my name is Amber. I'm calling from South St. Paul.
Hey, Amber, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming in, or calling in. Coming in, man. What's your thoughts on the subject that we're talking about reviewers and getting either their meals comped, or do you feel that they should be paying? How do you feel about that?
I was actually calling because my friend wanted me to call in and give you guys a recipe.
Oh.
That sorry about that. I guess I did not hear the earlier part of your guys' conversation.
That's all right, because we want that recipe. So,
So I have to ask her which recipe she's talking about. She wanted me to call in with a lemonade recipe. Sweetie, are you talking about the turmeric and blood orange one, or are you talking about the lavender?
Actually, I was talking about the lavender, but we did do the turmeric and blood orange. That's the one we made. So either one. I think because we were talking about it in terms of like having like a non-alcoholic cocktail at a dinner party.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, can you hear me?
Hi.
Oh, I'm sorry. She was saying that
Well, we were talking about the lemonade.
The lemonade.
Of, having it as a
Yes, and so then I was asking, there's a couple different ones one that I was intending to make and one that she and I made together. So I was just wondering which one she was asking about.
You know what? I know the turmeric and blood orange can be a little messy for folks. So I'm thinking in terms of like, which one would you rather serve at a dinner party if you had to choose a lemonade recipe?
Which one would I rather serve at a dinner party?
Yes.
I would probably rather serve the lavender one, just because it would be nice as something like an after-dinner drink to sort of chill people out a little bit, sort of relax into the evening. I know for a lot of people, like myself included, sometimes when you're in social settings, your anxiety acts up a little bit. And so the reason that the lavender lemonade is really great is that it can help ease that tension. If you're someone who is prone to tension headaches or, like I said, like mild to moderate anxiety, it can really be helpful with that. So with the lavender lemonade, the only part that's a little bit tricky is to make the infusion with the lavender. So you want to use food-grade dried lavender. And then, I don't know if people who are listening are familiar with how to make lemonade from scratch. So you juice the lemon, however many lemons you're trying to use to make a big batch, a small batch. And then you'll also need to add sugar or honey and water. And so then taking the water that you would add to the lemon juice, you would boil it on the stove and add your food-grade lavender to it and let that steep like you would a tea, and then you'll have to strain it out. And so then the water that you use in your lemonade will be infused with lavender, and then you mix everything together, allow it to chill. I think sometimes people add a little bit of food coloring to the final product just to make it look like a lavender color, because I don't really think it'll have a very intense color to it.
Yeah, I tried to share the link that you had originally shared, but yeah, unfortunately it was unavailable. So, but I know in that picture it was really pretty purple.
Yes, it looks very purple. It looks like a really pretty, like ombre color. It goes from a yellow color to a purple color, right. And in real life, it might not be quite that impressive in color.
Again, when they put it together, they're like, "Wait a minute, this is
right."
Okay. Well, Amber, thank you so much for calling in and sharing the recipe.
You're welcome. Enjoy your show. I'm going to try to tune it in on my phone. Is there like a link to listen live online?
As a matter of fact, there is.
Yes.
If you tune in or if you download the TuneIn app, you can stream the show live. I realize that you're in Minneapolis, but thank you so much for. Whoa, wait a minute. South
Thank
St.
you guys.
Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for your phone call. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I hear that little one in the background. Have a good one. Thanks so much for your phone calls, folks. I really do appreciate that. Might have a time for maybe one more phone call, but we're still here in the radio station here, the Un-Bougie Foodie, talking about foods and so forth. And that was really helpful because, one, it was a non-alcoholic drink. So if you all are out there wanting to, make a little something, even your children could have.
Yes.
It's something.
Calm your babies down with the lavender lemonade.
Right? Hey, lavender. Yeah. Anyway, we're getting to again the end of the show. I really want to thank Vanna. Okay, Vanna.
No.
Ooh, sorry.
No,
I'm
I am not Vanna Black. I am Van.
I didn't say nothing about Vanna Black.
Because you can't do that.
Vanna Black?
Really?
Oh, gosh, no.
Stop it, people.
No, not a good thing. Anyway, as I mentioned, we are coming to the top of the next hour. Closing to the end of my show. But I really want to thank Van for being here. Thank you all, my listeners out there. Again, any interest that you have with knowing more information about topics that we've talked about on the Un-Bougie Foodie, you can definitely get in contact with me on Facebook and find out. I'll be putting recipes on this week that that we've talked about, and just they were the drink ones, but I have some food ones too. It's the food ones, really, more importantly. Before we go, though, I want to share this one food recipe, and it was, I don't know if anybody out there gets Trader Joe's Fearless Flyers and so forth, and I'm all about Brussels sprouts, but they have this shaved Brussels sprout. It's not even really a recipe. It's just the Brussels sprouts they're basically cut up in strips, if you would, and they could be sauteed, or you could put them in a salad and just mix them with like some fruits. You could do it raw, or you could do the saute. I like the sauteed because it is. I just love the taste of it. I love it sauteed with butter and garlic and vinaigrette drizzled over on top.
Yes.
I think she made a mistake by doing that, but maybe not, because.
No, it just sounds really good. I can see it in my head. I'm sorry. I'm just seeing the vinaigrette drizzle over the Brussels sprouts. And I'm like, it's so delicious in my head.
Oh my. All George Takei. Oh my. Yeah, Brussels sprouts. Shaved Brussels sprouts. You could do these shaved Brussels sprouts at home. Get a few, cut them up really fine, and everything. Saute them. You could bake them, and it's just a wonderful taste. And it's not that I'm going to be providing a recipe of Brussels sprouts every week or whatever, but if you would like me to, I'm more than happy to.
Brussels sprout foodie.
But once again, thank you all so much. Take away that shaved Brussels sprouts, and make it for your family.
Right, try something different.
Do it for your family. Share it with your family and friends too, because it's a delicious dish. As we again are about to close out the end of the show, I again want to thank everyone for listening to the Un-Bougie Foodie and tuning into WEQY 104.7, the voice of the East Side. Thank you again so much. And as always, never let anyone tell you what type of foodie you are, because really, it is all about the food.